I would like to say that twice in the history of our company, we did contact the big pharma industry and made them an offer. We tried to ask them, would not you be interested to work with us? First time it was a long time ago, about 1990. Hoffmann La Roche. It's one of the top 10 today, based in Basel, Switzerland. So they basically were not interested. Later on, we had contact with Sandoz. Sandoz became part of Novartis. Novartis now, as you know, is one of the top 10. And the reason it turned out like this, that somebody in Geneva pointed out that there is a financial study about this thick, about 80 pages, titled Unknown Potential of Xenotransplantation. Xenotransplantation means transplantation between species, from animal to man, from man to animal, from dog to cat, and from between animals. And this term is xenotransplantation. And this study was paid for by Sandoz and made by Salomon Brothers, one of the 6 biggest firms on Wall Street. And to our great surprise, they were all for it. This Salomon Brothers approved, and was talking about big money, and Sandoz actually invested into this project just to buy 2 companies, $3.5 billion US. It was based on the fact that at the time somebody discovered special kind of pig called gonotobiotic pigs. Gonotobiotic pigs genetically are the same as human. So you can take any organ from this pig and transplant to human being in case there is a shortage of organs, as there always has been. Okay, so they bought a company in Scotland that was actually taking care of this kind of pigs, and number 2, they bought a company in Silicon Valley, which was involved in the cell transplantation, which company I did go to visit. During the time that we were, I was working in Russia, we actually made a big splash in 1993 in the United States because we treated a group of patients in Santa Barbara, California at Sansom Medical Research Foundation. And this was all over. We had front headlines of LA Times. America is treated by Russian rabbits. Rabbit cells, okay, and stuff like that. So we went to visit this company in Silicon Valley, and after that visit, I was there with two Russian colleagues, and we told the president of the company, the way you do it is not going to work, which is truth. It didn't work, and Sandoz lost $3.5 billion on this thing because they simply went the wrong way. Now. But we told Sandoz, if you are talking about the transplantation of organs, why not to join the forces with us and do also, because in the book there was a small chapter about transplantation of cells and tissues. That is what we do. And they say, oh no, we are not interested. Do you know why? Because the biggest money maker for Sandoz was a drug called Sandimon, which is cyclosporin. Okay? It is the immunosuppressant. A quarter of the profit of the company, income of the company was from that one drug. And in our information about us was, our therapeutic method does not require immunosuppression. See, Sandoz went into this business not only because of the cells, but also because they would increase the sales of Sandimon. You see. And because we could not offer increase of the sales of Sandimon, they said, nothing doing. I would continue on the issue of the human embryonic stem cell transplantation as they are being pushed in this country. I already explained the reason why there's a problem with it because of the cancerogenicity. But at the same time, one truly does not understand why this is being forced when it is so clearly known everywhere where this therapeutic method has been known, and that issue keeps on being pushed even now, despite the fact that in some of the countries of the world, Germany, for example, out of question they would allow anything like that. France would never allow anything like that. Actually, the only country in the world where the human embryonic stem cell transplantation is actually used is China. Okay, they're the only country in the world doesn't have problem with it. And Chinese, of course, on their own don't know anything about this. So so they simply are saying, if Americans are saying so, we will believe them. And so on and so forth. That is a sad situation. Now, at the same time, as I told you, theoretically, if we would know what all of these 220 cell types, are good for, we can make all of them. So, so this, in other words, if they are talking about some universal, universal stem cell to be out there, which it doesn't exist, no, there is no universal stem cell, but we can prepare, fetal precursor stem cells of every and each organ as a result of it, And that is sad story. Now, once more, cell therapy is unique in one respect because it was truly brought up by initiative of non-professionals, by the pressure of the public, because they simply were looking for the doctors that are willing. So from NIHANS, there were others, and so on and so forth. They actually started to do this type of therapy. So much so that after Second World War, when Germany was coming back to life again, in 50s already in Germany, about 8,000 physicians practiced also cell therapy. Not necessarily on a full-time basis. In other words, they may be gynecologists or general practitioners or internists running their own practice, but they were using this whenever this was necessary. Okay, and why it all happened in Germany was also not accident, like nothing in this world is. During Second World War and after Second World War, in Germany was pandemic of hepatitis. Epidemic is the regular state of affairs. Pandemic means a disaster, okay? Germans were dying like flies from hepatitis, both acute and chronic. And they did not know, what to do about it. It's very, very logical. The population was, wiped out by the bad food, and the filth, during the Second World War and after that. So, in these weakened conditions, people were picking up, any kind of diseases, now. And then some anonymous German physician came up with the idea, how about trying this NIHANS treatment? We have nothing else to do, so let's just try it. Maybe it's going to work. And it did. 75% success rate, according to the first publications. Now, after this happened, then the cardiologists, came. Germans are dying of heart disease in large numbers, again because of the situation. All right? Now, and so they started to treat chronic heart patients. Patients after heart attacks, patients with heart failure, and all of that. Again, enormous success rate, 75 to 80%. And so from one medical field to another medical field to another medical field, they gradually started to spread around. And man who was my coach in this respect, who became the leader of the field after NIHANS died, was certain Professor Franz Schmid. He was a pediatrician. He proved to the world that genetic diseases are treatable. It doesn't mean that you have to give up. Very, very specifically, he proved to the world that mongoloid children with Down syndrome, are eminently treatable. So much so the German government, at the time it was West Germany, had a statistics where they found out that Down syndrome children that were treated by cell therapy, were able to pass entrance exam into kindergartens, 50% of them. Without it, nobody. See, because German public school system is superior to the private, always has been. See, only misfits go to the private schools. Normally you have to make it into the, regimented public way. And from those children that were able to, finish kindergarten, and they, one half of those were able to finish the 8th grade. Get a job, be trained in something, and be off the backs of the parents and the society, because they were able to make their own money. Now, Believe me, there was very much attempt to do this in the United States. To this date, it probably exists because where I met my professor, in the US existed a non-profit foundation, New Hope Parents Association. This was a non-profit foundation set up by parents of handicapped children. Okay, and these children were going in mass numbers to Germany for treatment. Professor Schmid was a public employee. You know, he was a director of the one pediatric hospital, which he, during his tenure, he turned into a cell and therapy hospital. So the American patients were able to be treated there for, small sums of money and so on and so forth. And he used to come to the United States to lecture and all that. And so this same group of people pushed FDA around, trying to allow, get permission that the same treatment could be done in the United States, so the American children don't have to go to Germany. Permission not given. I read all of those materials. Absolutely, silly excuses about this danger, that danger, this danger, that danger, and which when the danger never existed, you see.